Our next guest is TotalBiscuit, the Cynical Brit, and he's here to talk about probably pretty much everything.
That's the plan, anyway.
So how did you start getting into gaming video?
I got into gaming video after stubbornly refusing to do gaming video for years. And it was simply because I believe podcasts were the way to go, which is true until you have rent to pay, and then it's not the way to go anymore. Because good luck getting anything whatsoever from that. I started a site, well, I didn't start the site, but I took it over. A man by the name of Atlas started a site called WoW Radio in 2004. I joined early 2005, did a show there, started off being a metal DJ, then started doing a talk show about World of Warcraft for 2 hours every week. Apparently there is enough to talk about for 2 hours every single week for God knows how many years of my life that I wasted in that ridiculous game. But after that, and kind of, WoW Radio ran its course, and we all kind of split up in 2010. We started our own sites. I started something called Cynical, Brit, and I kept doing the podcast, but I'd done a little bit of video for World of Warcraft Radio prior to that, and wasn't really feeling it. Didn't like it too much. The software I was using was just awkward. It took too long. It wasn't as cool as podcasting or live streaming, and at that point, live streaming wasn't really all that practical anyway. So I stuck with the podcast for a while and ended up doing gaming video at the point when I got kicked out of my job at a financial advisory and had nothing better to do with my time. So I decided, you know what, let's make a few videos about the Cataclysm beta, and started doing that. And that ended up taking off, and that eventually became a job after Husky, who many of you know is a StarCraft caster and one of the founding members of the Game Station, which is now Polaris, which is now Disney conglomerate Evil Empire Incorporated, apparently. I forgot my Mickey Mouse ears at home. I think I'm going to get fired after this. But whatever the case, he got me right into the network very, very early on, saved me from a scam contract, which would have had me doing probably about 50, 60 hours a week worth of StarCraft 2 casting for a company that offered to pay me a grand sum of $700 a month for it. And I was that close to taking it because I had nothing else. I had to get something. Someone had to pay the rent, but a night before I was about to sign that contract, Husky gave me this offer. I took the offer, and now I'm sitting right here. So.
Now, you mentioned that you wasted a lot of your life playing World of Warcraft.
Most of us did, I assume.
Why do you feel like, what's the definition of a waste of life for a game? How do you feel, what's a game that you're wasting your life on versus one that you're not wasting your life on?
I don't really think there is such a thing as having a game that you waste your life on outside of making the usual jokes about, hey, isn't WoW addictive? Wow, didn't I just spend 7 years of my life playing this video game? But if I were to say, hey, can I go back in time, do all that again? I mean, I would say, no, probably not. There's definitely times when you play a game long-term where you find a period that you just say, oh, why am I still playing this? And maybe you just stop for a while, but you pick it back up again. And generally the reason you do that is because of the people you're playing with. And MMOs are an inherently social experience as much as they're touted as an antisocial one. You, in order to succeed, have to cooperate with other people who you've never met, who may be from different countries, different cultures. They may not even speak your language correctly, but it's never a waste to get the opportunity to interact with people like that, and more to the point, accomplish a goal together. Even if it's not a real one, it's still that feeling of cooperation and collaboration that's actually fulfilling. And if I could go back and change all of that, well, it would be pretty stupid because I wouldn't be where I am today if I did. And secondly, I don't think I'd want to anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 200 of the Co-Optional Podcast.
What? It's episode 200?
You are so sad about that. Dodge is sick, if you hadn't already realized by that.
No, I'm really upset that it's episode 200. I'm so emotional about it.
Yeah, yes. Despite that not really being important at all, as most people are aware, we renamed the show from TGS Podcast to Co-Optional Podcast, so we've really had more like 300 or so, but hey, episode 200, yay, and such.
Out on a limb, tried to do something a little different with a view to changing the way you interact with products before they launch.
You did?
To do something.
What exactly?
Massive innovation and story.
Massive innovation. Yes, it's what EA is known for on a regular basis, yes.
Battlefront. And we got a lot of feedback.
Yes, you did.
A lot of it positive, We've addressed all of the feedback.
I
all of
doubt
it?
it
Really?
very much.
We've got a mix.
These are all the guys who wish
Let's
that they had
celebrate.
stayed at the free bar at the
For the
back.
next-
Oh,
That
who's,
lighting,
who's
though.
this?
I'm standing inside the creator cave at EA Play, where you are
The
The-
creator cave?
share with players
The-
across the globe.
To the creator cave.
To see more than
What is inside the creator cave?
They've captured streamers, held them hostage.
They will never escape.
in Battlefield.
They're fed on a diet of the remnants of bullfrog. Oh no.
Aw.
We're being cool in YouTube. You know what? We predicted this on the Co-optional podcast this year. At least
Did
I
you?
did.
Oh.
That this would
Oh, yeah,
that this
you
would be the
did.
year
You
of the
did,
fake
yes.
YouTube nonsense. And right away,
They front loaded with it.
yeah,
Ugh.
these are real people that totally believe this.
My most memorable moments is what I do with my community. A 60
My most memorable moment was when I received my first check from EA Ronku.
I'll never be able to do that again in my life. I'll never be able to do that again in my life. Never.
All of these reactions are entirely natural and not as all over-exaggerated.
We say this as we react to EA's conference.
Hypocrisy is a phenomenal business model.
And you're tuning in.
incredible. And
Great, because what Battlefield 1 needed more was less visibility.
in a massive network of
Can't see shit, the video game did not need night maps. It's like, I already can't see what I'm shooting at.
It's now twice the fun.
Now enough of me.
He made it to the FUT Championship finals in
The fat, the fat championship. That was a little bit of a Freudian slip on your part, wasn't it? All right, we're here. I want to hear some sick burns.
Why do you do this?
Because you hate it.
Correct answer.
Are you enjoying your train?
Yes. And this is why.
Foot space? This is foot space.
Deal with it.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to break down what makes Terraria popular in 3 components.
Popular is a suggestive term.
3 components. Not 1, not 2, but 3. That's 6. 3 components. I have my educational hat on here, as you can very clearly see. I'm going to recline because I can. I'm going to look quizzical. The first component is that of the tutorial. People love tutorials. They like to learn how to play. What we have tricked them into doing is believing that Terraria is a tutorial, which is technically true.
Who thinks that?
However, it is the most drawn-out tutorial there is, combined with the second element. The second element being that of the Freudian superego, accompanied by the idiot. The Freudian superego being the more educated of the two. The tutorial is not only going out to the masses.
I can't hold the camera still.
It's going out to the idiot of the trio who's standing over there. Yet, there is an asynchronicity as a result of the Freudian superego barely knowing more than the person he is trying to educate.
This is like the scene in The Matrix with the guy in the white suit.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Exhibit A.
No, we're on 3. We're on 3. You can't go 1, 2,
No,
A.
yes we can!
No.
Yes we can! It's an A, it's not a number, it's...
It's an outline.
It's, yes.
Part 2.
Yes.
A.
Exhibit A.
Why are you on his side?
Exhibit A! The fact of the matter being that every mistake made within the Terraria episode is blamed on the idiot, and yet more often than not is the fault of the Freudian superego. Oh, shit. Which in itself is both comedy and schadenfreude.
Whoa. I think he just said shit in German.
Schadenfreude. People enjoy the bumbling, not only of the idiot, but also of the person that should know what is going on. And his refusal to accept his own ignorance.
What was the point of this?
I don't know.
I think there was a point.
And the third part being that of the talk show. There is barely any gameplay actually going on. People love talk shows. They're drawn in by the idea that there will be gameplay. And then they rapidly figure out this will not happen. Yet they stay.
I don't know about that.
Most of them stay.
None of them stay.
Some of them stay.
Very few of them stay.
At least 300,000 of them stay. For some reason. Wanting to see whether we will ever get anywhere. And the answer, of course, will be no.
You gave it away!
The answer, of course, may be no. And it's that doubt that keeps people watching. It's the possibility that some success may occur, but it never will.
That's deep. That's deep.
You get it?
That's some Freuden.
That's a sausage!
Wait.
It's a damn sausage!
So people are watching us for sausage? It is a
Exactly.
sausage
No, that
fest.
makes sense. That makes a lot
There
of
you
sense.
go.
Makes a lot of sense.
You got it. You have it.
That explains the
figured
fan
it out.
art, at least.
Yeah.
You figured it out. You stop talking.
What did that have to do with LOL, though? Wasn't this about LOL? Oh, Jesus. Well, that conversation's over.
Did we ever hear part 3? Did I miss part 3?
I didn't think there were any parts at all. He went 1, 2, A. I thought we were like in subsections.
And C. Turn the fucking camera off.
That's the thing.
I've always said, why
Was
is
the
this-
cap on while you were filming, by the way?
No, it wasn't.
Why is this a thing? Why is this so crazy? I've always said that when the Chinese take over, I will be more than willing to serve them in whatever way they need. What? It's not a problem. Why are we like this doesn't even need to be filmed. Like it's nothing crazy. This isn't like Crazy Jesse. I'm just saying when it happens, and it will, I will be there to re-educate the population of America into Mandarin.
Give us
And
your
then put-
best Mandarin, Jesse.
And now I'm a racist.
I noticed you saying something about like do you appreciate time in a different way? Because I something you said that struck with me is like I get 10 good days and 4 bad days, and that's enough for me. Do you have a different appreciation for time?
Yeah, it was like when we were talking earlier about would I go back and redo a video or change the way that I criticize things. I think a lot of that came from that directly.
Mhm.
It's like I can do a limited number of videos less than I used to be able to do. I can work less than I used to be able to do. I can play less than I used to be able to do. So let's make sure that time counts for something. And a lot of it is also, you assume at this age you've got, well, I've got 50, 60 years with the family. What if you didn't? Well, you don't know how long you've got. So, made me want to try and be a better dad. There's no doubt about that. I wanted to connect more with my stepson than I have, and I've been doing that. I wanted to connect more with my wife, make sure that we get a good, we get a good run out of it. I intend to be around when I'm fucking 100 years old. We'll be still bitching about video games, if I can be. But sometimes there might be something outside of my control that, maybe fighting isn't enough. Maybe that's just not enough to keep going. But if that's the case, then you've got to make sure that you spend the time you've got in the best way you can. And even then, it's not like it changes you overnight. Like, you still want to go read Reddit comments. You still want to go bitch at people on Twitter. Like, you can't change a habit of a lifetime. But there is something in the back of your mind that said, do you have something better to do? And maybe that does change you over time, I think.
Hark the wrath babies do sing. Oh my God, please no. Scorch the earth, the sea, the wilds, cry about it like a child. Joyful all ye old school rise, Deathwing pawns you from the skies. With the entitled host proclaim, boss is hard, I quit this game. Hark the wrath babies do sing, oh my God, please nerf Deathwing.